together. This is the closing of one door and also the opening of a new one. No doubt we will have to work harder in high school. But as T.S. Eliot once said, if you aren't in over your head, how do you know how tall you are?
As we move on to the next chapter in our lives, we must always keep our head up and remember that we can do whatever we put our minds to. As Henry David Thoreau once said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you have imagined.
So the greater the challenge is, the more glory there is in overcoming it. So we want to thank all who have helped us reach our goals, parents, teachers, friends, and families. And congrats to the class of 2013. Welcome our valedictorian, Saul Burnford.
Good morning. I would like to thank you both for the beautiful welcome and introduction, and everybody for coming here today to see these young adults graduate and go to a new chapter in their lives, high school. I am really grateful for being the valedictorian and for everybody that made this possible, such as teachers, social workers, and even other students. Thank you for all the great and wonderful times you guys gave me, and all the support that led me to strive for a high goal every time. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be standing right here on this stage. There are many examples of how we have worked together to achieve great things, like the time in Mr. class, when a group of students met during lunch to do a lab report, which came out wonderful because of the collaboration we have with each other and everyone's effort. I can never forget the times when in class we all did something successful, as little as answering one simple question in math class, or as big as a lab in biology class. Well, the point is that it's all thanks to you graduates that it's possible for such things to happen. During middle school, I made a lot of friends and learned a lot of lessons about life that made myself go into another direction in the path of success. It was thanks to my math teachers, Miss Carroll, Miss Butler, Miss Charles, and my science teachers, Miss Sherman and Mr. Barker, that helped me realize my passion for math and science. And to Mr. Reyes, Mr. Reed, Ms. McMahon, and Mr. Ross, that have also helped me on this journey. And thanks to their help, that I have come so far in middle school. And now I will leave you with these words of wisdom. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. Right is right, even if no one is doing it. And promise me you'll always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Saul stole my quote. I love that quote. That was a good one. So I'd like to thank once again our scholars. We're so proud of all three of them. We're happy that there's three of them, that they were competing so tightly for the race to be the top graduate for this class. At this time, we'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Patrick McMahon. Patrick is currently a managing director at Guggenheim Partners, a financial services company in New York. He's a native of the Bronx. Mr. McMahon graduated from NYU Law School, the University of Rochester, and Bergen Community College. He currently counsels investment advisors in prime brokerage and derivatives. So with that said, we're going to welcome our honored guest. Thank you.
Wow, congratulations. I'd really like to thank Caitlin Franco, your principal, and the visionary founder for creating this school. I'd like to thank Farrell Philamy, the associate principal, for helping Caitlin implement that vision, and the school in general for just asking me to speak here today. When I was first asked, I was really super excited to be here. I'm a big believer in charter schools, and when I found out that you guys are the #1 ranked, the best charter school in the city, I was overjoyed. But more importantly to me, I'm from the Bronx also, right? I grew up in this neighborhood. I hung out in French Charlie's Park. I got into trouble on Gun Hill Road. I grew up on Washula Parkway, or as we say here in the Bronx, I grew up on Washula Parkway. My parents are Irish immigrants. They came here with nothing, right? They had no education, no money, no jobs, no friends to rely on. But they worked hard, and they believed in building a better life for my brother, my sisters, and I. Just the same way your parents applied to get you into this school, work hard, put food on the table, and pay the bills, and make sure that you get on that bus every morning to get to school. So today is your day, and I know you guys want to enjoy the work, enjoy your accomplishment. But I'd ask you to pause for just a second and reflect on the people who care about you, the people who love you, and join me in a round of applause for your parents. So I want to tell you guys two quick stories, and in case you're keeping time, I'm already halfway done with the speech, so I'm not going to get here much longer. The first story is about two men with nothing in common. Butch O'Hare and Easy Eddie. Butch O'Hare was the first war hero of World War II. He was a fighter pilot who was stationed on a battle group in the Pacific. And one day, while taking off on a mission with the entire fleet of planes, Butch realized that the flight crew had not filled up his fuel tanks, and that he did not have enough fuel to complete his mission. So his commander ordered him to turn around and to return to the aircraft carrier, and that's what he did. On his way back, he realized he encountered a squadron of enemy planes getting ready to attack the defenseless fleet. All the planes were gone, and Butch was the only person who had a plane that was between him and those five jets. But he was low on fuel. So Butch did the only thing that he thought he could do, and he defended the fleet, 5-1. He managed to take out 2 of the planes before he ran out of ammunition. And then, fighting a battle of 3-1 with no fuel, no ammunition, Butch continued to fight those planes by simply zigging in and out of them and trying to clip off their wings, and held them at bay long enough for support to arrive. He was the first Congressional Medal of Honor winner in the U.S. Navy. He was a war hero. They gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor. They named Chicago's O'Hare Airport after him. So if you ever fly into Chicago, there's a monument to Butch O'Hare there. Another man by the name of Easy Eddie was nothing like Butch. Easy Eddie was a corrupt mobster. He was also a lawyer. I'll hold that against him. But he was Al Capone's lawyer. Al Capone was one of the most notorious gangsters of the 20th century. And Easy Eddie helped Al Capone in all of his business dealings. He kept him out of jail, and he got very rich doing a lot of bad things to a lot of innocent people. That's cool. Sorry. So Easy Eddie really put himself ahead of everybody else. The one person he cared about was his son. And as he got on in life, he realized that he had led a terrible example for his son, and he grew a conscience later in life. The one good thing Easy Eddie finally did was he turned state's evidence against Al Capone, helped send Al Capone to jail because he wanted to lead a better example for his son. The interesting thing about these two men is that Butch O'Hare, the war hero, was Easy Eddie's son. So the lesson that I want to tell you with respect to that story is it doesn't matter where you start out or where you come from. What matters is where you end up and how you live your life along the way. The second story I want to tell you really quick is the story of the 2 wolves. I don't know if you've ever heard this. There was an Indian tribe, Cherokee, and in that tribe there were 2 elders. And one elder was very nice and gentle and kind and loving guy, and the other guy was kind of bitter and angry and always resentful. And the boys and girls in the tribe always tried to avoid the bitter and angry guy, and they liked the gentle, kinder elder. And they asked him one day, you know, you guys grew up in the same tribe, you lived essentially the same lives. How is it that you're such a nice guy and he's always so angry and miserable? And the elder explained to them that inside each of us, there's 2 wolves. There's a good wolf and there's a bad wolf. And those wolves will fight. And whichever wolf wins the fight will determine the kind of person that you are. And so the young children asked, well, how do you decide which one's going to win the fight? How do we know? And the elder explained, whichever wolf you feed is the one that will win. So the message I really want to deliver to you guys is that you get to decide the type of people you're going to be. No one can decide that for you. It wasn't decided before you were born on some Archimedean plane. It's not decided by where you grow up. It's not decided by the people you necessarily hang out with. But every day when you wake up, you get to choose whether you're going to live a life of decency and honesty, to do things that are good, to put other people ahead of yourself and live, to benefit your community, or whether you choose to take a different path. And so the advice that I would give you is simply this: choose wisely. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Mr. McMahon for his inspiring words. I did not expect the twist at the end of that story, so that kept me on my toes.
The message I really want to deliver to you guys is that you get to decide the type of people you're going to be. No one can decide that for you. It wasn't decided before you were born on some Archimedean plane. It's not decided by where you grow up. It's not decided by the people you necessarily hang out with. But every day when you wake up, you get to choose whether you're going to live a life of decency and honesty, to do things that are good, to put other people ahead of yourself and live, to benefit your community, or whether you choose to take a different path. And so the advice that I would give you is simply this: choose wisely. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Mr. McMahon for his inspiring words. I did not expect the twist at the end of that story, so that kept me on my toes.
Thank you, graduates.
So we'd like to thank all of our families, friends, and graduates for their hard work.